Here we are. Good morning. It's an early one for me, which is great because the house is really quiet. And also, I got up thinking, which wasn't great. I was hoping to get up in a very calm way this morning, but as it was, I didn't. So I had a lot on my mind. And so here I am recording. Um, There's so much stuff that I wanted to sort of put on here, so excuse me if it gets a bit jumbled, but there's lots of stuff that I wanted to go through. Um, I saw a fantastic video, and there are lots out there, as most of us know, um, that explained what I'm thinking at the moment and what I'm trying to put across in these videos and in the conversations that I'm having. Um, and it's a guy called Dan Pallotta, and he was basically talking about our dreams and his dreams particularly and the way he saw the world. And he had a fantastic analogy about how, um, or a graph, if you like, of how he saw the world at the moment. And it got me thinking about the film Flatliners. I don't know if anybody has remembered it from years ago. It was basically where people uh, go into the other realm, as it were, and have experiences there. And I sort of put these two things together, and I realised the the idea that Dan Pallotta was talking about. He said that basically, if you think of a graph and it goes up, then he said we are, in terms of communication and in terms of technology, the graph is going up through the roof. And yet, in terms of our listening and our understanding, it's flatlining. He also says that, in terms of our access to information, our access to information is going up and up and up and up. And yet, our access to joy and our access to peace and compassion is flatlining. And I thought that was a pretty astute way of observing this, because that's how I see it. Sometimes I see that we do all these things and we think that we are improving and progressing, and the very basics, the core of our humanity, are things that we're missing out. And so, with that, I started to think about how, or how we would, when you're talking about flatlining, you're talking about CPR. And I used to work in the health service, so and CPR was to do, with the 1,000, 2,000. It was that kind of chest compression stuff. Well, if you look at the word CPR, I came up with, as cheesy as it sounds, a bit of an antidote to this flatlining. And I talk about it quite a lot in these videos, and that is compassion. And I think compassion, as the Buddha said, is one of the key constituents to being human. So CPR is compassion produces results, because I think there's a lot of it required out there, and I think we seem to miss the point, in terms of our need to progress. And I see a lot of stress out there, and I see a lot, and I hear it a lot. And I have spoken to people recently, either on these videos or also some of my friends and colleagues. There's some fantastic, as I say, information out there around this, particularly the science aspect of it and the chemistry of it. And that's something I've learned about the neurochemistry that happens when people are in tough times or bad times or feeling quite low, is that you have two chemicals, particularly adrenaline and cortisol. And these are your fight or flight chemicals. It would have been great on the Serengeti if you're being chased by a tiger. These chemicals kick in and they let you get away or fight. But to be drenched in those chemicals all the time is very, very bad for your body indeed. And so over a short period, that's brilliant. But if you're doing it all the time, then you are actually suppressing your immune system. You are, your body is suffering over a long period of time. And we use fight or flight, and I've said it before in terms of a bit of somebody cuts you up on the motorway, or somebody doesn't respond to an email, and we are the only animal that creates thoughts or can create this neurochemistry with regards to our thoughts. And so you don't get the antelope on its while it's feeding in the morning, thinking, "I wonder if I should have sent that email." They they basically have this burst of chemistry, and they get away. What we do is we think a lot, and Shakespeare said, "There is nothing neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so." And so I think what happens is, excuse me, I've got a bit of a throat this morning. I haven't had my morning cup of tea. So I think what happens is we are thinking constantly, and it is the content of our thoughts that is creating this chemistry, that is suppressing our immune system, that is affecting our lives, and we are drenched in these chemicals all the time. And so it sort of got me thinking around those ideas. It's a tough time of year as well. We've just gone through some charity evenings in the UK with uh, some heroes who have been celebrated, but also things like children in need. I've spoke about charity, how it should be not just on one night, but actually all the time. And of course, last night for us as a family was no different, and we watched uh, the sheer beauty of some of these children who are suffering incredible situations in their lives. And you can see, if you look deep enough, you can see the humanity of these children. These children who are just about to exit this plane and go on to another, and how they are just absolutely incredible. And that was the emotion that was welling up inside of me last night when I was watching this. And again, it comes down to your heart rather than your head. This is where life goes on, not up here, as we are trained, I suppose, to believe. So, flatlining, I think we all need a bit of CPR. We all need a bit of compassion. We all need to control our thoughts. Um, I also saw something online. There's a lot of these personality tests. There's one going round at the moment with, I think you've got a circle. It's quite a common one. It's like a bicycle wheel. You plot where you are on one of the spokes towards the central hub, and you get this not so much a round circle, but a more of a jagged kind of star shape. Um, just what to think about there. They are asking you what you think about certain things. So if you're thinking um, depressing thoughts, then you can have a depressing result. Just I just thought I'd put that one in there because I saw that last night as well. So it's the quality of your thoughts. And you know what? None of these videos, none of the information that I've read, and the videos that I'm putting out are meant to be easy. And it's not a case of just thinking happy thoughts, but it is actually being a little bit more conscious of how you're thinking. Um, and there is a way back. I've definitely found that it's helped me, and hopefully it's helping other people too, because that's my intention, and that's pretty much my goal. So have a great day, have a great weekend, and we'll speak to you again soon.